As I was walking to work yesterday, I crossed a park right outside the hospital. And normally, I don't really look at stuff. I just worry about getting to work on time and, not be late for handover because that has happened to me a few times. And, when you miss a little bit of handover, you get really disoriented for some reason. I've done that a couple of times now in which I have missed my alarm. Actually, last week I missed one alarm. I didn't set the alarm and I realized, hey, why am I getting an absurd amount of sleep? It was not pleasant sleep. I had a lot of sleep, but it was stressful sleep because I kept thinking to myself, hey, am I meant to be at work this morning? Did I set my alarm? Why am I getting an absurd amount of sleep this morning? You get really stressed out, and it was not good sleep at all. People think that I slept in, but no, it was stressful sleep. Anyways, yeah, I don't think about work. Normally I don't look around me when I walk to work, and I just focus on getting myself there as quickly as I can in order not to miss any critical information and be there, be ready for my shifts. But yesterday, for some reason, I decided to go to work early, and I had a little bit of time to loiter around, and I walked across this park, and I saw on the sign it said, this park used to be the city cemetery, right outside the hospital. Isn't that ominous? You have a cemetery outside the hospital, but I digress. Maybe that's the way it was back then, like there's the cemetery. Just in case your patient die, you can bury them right there in the garden. Sorry, it sounds really morbid, but when you've been working in healthcare for the amount of time that I've been working in healthcare for, you tend to develop really dark sense of humor, and your sense of humor tends to be really morbid. But the park itself is beautiful, and I kid you not, it's always luscious all year round. The grass is always green. It used to be a cemetery, I kid you not. And now it's a beautiful, green, luscious garden full of flowers. You see children playing on the playground. There's even a childcare center next to the park, in which a lot of the shift workers, when they come to work, they can put their children there, do their shifts, pick up their children after the shifts, go home, do sports, whatever. It's all convenient. It's a small country town. Like I said, I live in a small country town. Everything is really close to each other. But the funny thing that I've noticed, well, not really funny, more like fascinating. The fascinating thing that I've noticed about cemeteries in general, they're so freaking well maintained all year round, and this is no exception. Every single cemeteries I've been to, whether it was in Vietnam, whether it was in Australia, it's always so freaking serene, beautiful, and just peaceful. Like it's always so well looked after. And that makes me wonder, why the hell are people putting in so much effort to maintain this crap? Sorry for my language. I'm just expressing my amazement at this observation, Why do people put so much effort into maintaining something for the dead, the people who are not around anymore? We host these grandiose funerals. And by the way, yes, my grandfather died, and we kept it low-key this time. We've never really thrown a big funeral for any of my grandparents who have passed away. We sort of keep it traditional, yes. Traditional sometimes mean over the top and with loud music, loud drums. Just a way of letting everybody in the neighborhood knows that your loved one has passed away. It's the Vietnamese style, but I've noticed that my family, we've been keeping it low key. But a lot of these families in Vietnam, when somebody dies in the family, it's a big event, you know, like there's music blaring, you know, all of these horns, all of these percussions. The monk comes to your family, come to your house. They do this ritual. They chant. They bang the gong. You know, it's the whole shebang. It's really extravagant when somebody dies. And I think about these cemeteries. They're so well maintained all year round. It's always beautiful. The grass is always green. The flowers blooming. You know, it's neatly trimmed. We don't want to see our loved ones resting in a place that is in shambles, you know. For what? They're already dead. They're already dead, man. And we're putting so much effort into this. I guess it's to show respect. From a pragmatic point of view, it serves no purpose. Why are we keeping up with maintaining the graves and everything? But anyways, I've been thinking, why are cemeteries so damn beautiful all the time? Why do I find so much peace sitting at a cemetery? And I think I might have an answer, you know, like when somebody dies, yes, it's the end, but it's also a new beginning. I know it sounds really messed up and really, I guess, poetic in a sense, but your body is full of chemicals, and when your body decomposes, all of these chemicals get released back into the environment. And did you know that your body is very fertile with nitrogen? Plant food, by the way. So when your body decomposes, you become the food for the plants. And maybe that's why the gardens at the cemeteries are so luscious all year round. I've been thinking, maybe it's a new beginning for me. Maybe that conversation with my coworker yesterday was the catalyst for something greater. And I'm talking about med school. You know, I've toyed around with this idea for a while now, being in this profession. It's not like I'm burnt out. It's not like I don't find joy in helping others. I yearn for something more. I want to help more. I want to do something that aligns with my values, and I want to, you know, have more say in how I can help others, improving their quality of life. And I think now I might be wrong. I might be making a terrible decision right now. Maybe it's a mistake. But I will not know for sure until I've tried it, you know. You've got to try it to know. My colleague did raise a very important point yesterday. He said, if I do choose to study physiotherapy, then after 3 years, I realized that it's not for me. Then what am I going to do? How am I going to make money? Like, where am I going to fall back onto? And he said it's going to be a waste of time if you go back into nursing after 3 years of doing your master in physiotherapy, becoming a physiotherapist, essentially starting from the bottom again. But I'm telling you, I'm starting from the bottom again, regardless of what I do, regardless of what a career I choose. Maybe not if I specialize in something in nursing, but regardless of what I choose to do next in terms of a career change, I have to start again from the bottom. And I do understand his point of view in that, hey, since you're starting something new, might as well do something that you're really passionate about. And to be honest, I disagree with him on this one thing. I don't think 3 years spent studying something is wasted if I finally, in the end, I decide I want to go back to nursing, because it's not wasted. I learned something about myself, and that is I don't want to do this. And for me, I know people, they value different things. People value time, not doing things that they don't like doing. I value different things, man. Sometimes I value the time in which I did something that I didn't enjoy, because in the end, that's who I am. This is me. I am the sum of my experiences. And that's not wasteful time to me. But anyways, he did raise some very important points. What if after 3 years of doing physiotherapy and working my way up, I realize it's not for me? And then where am I gonna go? It's very limited. Whereas in nursing, you can branch out, you can specialize in different things. And taking one step further, if I choose to become a doctor, I can branch out even more. I don't have to be a surgeon. I don't have to be, like a consultant in emergency. I can do something that is a little bit less stressful, something that aligns more with my temperament. And yeah, it's gonna give me more options, I feel. So might as well go for it, hey? And I don't think I'm actually making the wrong decision, because who can say this for sure? No one can say this. I can't see into the future, and this moment in time will not happen again the exact same way. So you can't really say I'm making a horrible decision, because if I do make a horrible decision and I look back at my past self, would I have done something differently? I don't think so. I don't think I would have done something differently, because I can't go back in time. So this argument, it's just invalid, like I don't buy it. I think every decision that you make has a consequence, and whether you interpret it as good or bad, that's up to you. It's all subjective, man. And I think I'm making the best decision for myself right now at this moment in time, given my circumstances. I don't think I'm making the wrong decision. And even if I have made the wrong decision, I can't reverse it. So I couldn't have done anything differently. But yeah, getting into med school is another story. You got to sit this GAMSAT exam and doing the interview as well. And that is sort of doing my head in. I don't know anyone who's doing medicine at the moment. Anyways, I'm going to the library now. Time to bust out my brain again. As always, thank you for tuning in. Stay strong. God bless. I love you all. And just be, man.